production in general. First, before I produced anything, I rapped. I've always rapped and wrote and was a writer. But when I was 16 and I told my pops I rapped, he brought me a drum machine. He brought me an Alesis SR16, right? Little 16 pad joint. And I didn't want to produce, but I found producers in like my school at the time, and I let them hold the drum machine if they make me beats with it. Fast forward, and I've like toured the country. I've toured with like Das Effects, with Aloe Black. I've done mad DIY tours. We done crashed on all the couches, fucked up all the hotel rooms. And I had a producer at the time who I was tight with, and he was on the road with me, and we had a falling out over a woman. Long story short, he had a girl at the time, so he couldn't be with this woman, and I guess he didn't anticipate she would like me, but she did. And this was in Chicago, actually. And so I stayed an extra night in Chicago, and he went back home. But when he got back home, he didn't want to make beats for me no more. And now I can get no beats, and I'm like, I can't live my life like this. And honestly, my whole life, I've always wanted to like Deuce, but the house I grew up in, they never like was down with me doing music, period. So they never bought no keyboard, none of that. And so tripping acid one day, coming down from the acid trip, and my homie's like, there's a keyboard in my house, and he's like, yo, if there's a way I could set that up to my laptop, we can make beats right now. And I was like, bro, I got the chords right there. Like, we can set it up right now. And I like made a beat, and I was like, this is what I'm doing. And so, you know, progress, dedicate time to the craft, because I'm like, man, if I can really make the music the way that I want, and then I can write, I could grow completely as an artist, and like really grow like music as a whole. Like I could contribute to music, right? And so I lived in Hawaii for a while, and just wanted to get a vibe for sounds, and like try and like craft and be away from, you know, all the shit that I was tied up in New York. And I was using like a Casio keyboard and like Logic. And then I moved to an MPC. I had a homie who's like, when I left Hawaii, I stayed in his house for like a week, and he had a dope studio. And for whatever reason, months later, I remembered that out the corner of my eye, I'd seen an MPC that he wasn't using. And I've been obsessed. Like, I wanted an MPC so bad, and I didn't have the breath for it at the time. And I just called him. I was like, yo, dude, did I see an MPC at your crib? Like, I know we didn't even use it. Like, we used everything in the crib, but we never touched that. He was like, yes, and it doesn't work. And I will send it to you today, and if you fix it, it's yours. Motherfucker, I fixed that shit that day. Like, the day that it arrived, like, I YouTube videoed the fuck out of it, and I put, it was an MPC 5000, and I put it together myself, and then, like, got busy on that bitch. And, like, I took that thing with me everywhere, and it was huge. Like, I'm going to, like, house parties and, like, people trying to chill and shit, and I'm in the corner with, like, my headphones, like, listening to the music that people are, like, vibing to, and then, like, trying to make beats and shit. And then, you know, eventually I moved on to the live, and wanted to grow like playing instruments and shit. So I'll turn the camera. I got some guitars over there. Those are my babies and shit. But then the chord, that Triton is a real special story. I was blessed to meet and work with Popa Wu, and I'm sitting in the basement, and I'm just producing. Like, the homies that gone out to party, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay and like put work in on the music and shit. And then they called me, and they was like, yo, we got Popa Wu, and he said he wants to come to a studio right now and make some music. And I was like, I'm here. Like, of course. And so Pop and I, we kick it, and we build like a wonderful friendship relationship. He was an awesome mentor, just awesome human being towards me, opened a whole lot of doors. And one of the gifts that he gave me, this was one of RZA's keyboards. It's a Korg Triton. He brought it for RZA, like, when they first started getting money. And then, you know, at that point, like, RZA started, you know, just getting keyboards for free from everywhere and could buy any keyboard. So he gave it back to Pop as like, you know what I mean? Hold on to this. And so Pop told me, like, he tried to give it to like any other producer that was around, and like no one really could figure it out or could handle it. He was like, yo, there's RZA sounds in there from like when he was producing the second Wu album. You know what I'm saying? And like there's sounds in there and shit. And I was like, and he's like, no one could figure out how to use them. And, you know, it's a little older technology or whatever. But I was like, man, I used to watch videos trying to see like RZA produce like in the studio, like I YouTube RZA in the studio and like try and just, you know what I mean, like see him working. And I've seen this fucking chord, bro. So like when Pop told me about it, I was like, I got goosebumps right now. I got real goosebumps for Thug. And so yeah, he gifted this to me, and I've took all the sounds that are on it out and I put it on my MPC for the sounds and shit. But like I'll still bust out and play keys on it from time to time. But like I found all those old RZA sounds, and like he was making like synth sounds and like keyboard sounds and like programming basses in there. Dope shit. Like the sound effects that were loaded in. Yeah. So there's a track on the upcoming album called RZA's Keyboard where I play all the chords on that keyboard with a sounds that I had found from like that RZA had made. And then Popa Wu speaks on the track. Just to bring that whole thing like full circle, man. Fucking goosebumps, though.